How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another video. We're gonna take a break from some of the big books I've been showcasing lately and do a good old-fashioned claim sale haul. So I have a few stacks of books right here behind me. I'm pretty sure all of these are from three main dealers. You have Joe from 360 Comics, James from Mint Hunter Comics, and then Dave and Rachel from Future Past Vintage Collectibles. As I mentioned before, I'm still being very, very good with the claim sales. I'll pop into them every now and then, but I'm not really that active in there, just snagging a couple books here or there. So the books I'm going to show off today are actually probably from at least 1 to 2 months right now. So not a huge pile, 2 months accumulation, so that's not too bad. I've shown off a lot of bigger books lately, and there's still a lot more big books I want to try to target before this year's end. So I'm still laying off of a lot of the small books. This, in the meantime, is just kind of like that little bit of taste in between to kind of make it easier to stay on track for the big books and have a little something to look forward to in the meantime. So these books are just either run fillers for things I've been tracking down, some cool things that fit my collection. So without further ado, let's just take a look at these books. All right, we're going to start this off with the first book I was able to grab. This is Aquaman issue 20, just one more for the Aquaman run I'm starting to put together. This is a character that I overall was not a huge fan of, but I did really enjoy what they did in the Justice League animated series. While they're not my favorite movies, I do really enjoy both Aquaman 1 and 2 that James Wan and Jason Momoa did. I think they are a fun, good time that I have popped in more than once or twice after I've seen them. That and the Nick Cardy art on the title. That's probably the biggest seller on why I've started to collect a good chunk of this run. His art on every one is just fantastic, and it is an awesome one to add to the collection. And right after that, we're going to go into Adventure Comics, issue 452. Very fitting, since this one is starring Aquaman, and you have Black Manta on the cover right there as well. Kind of an Aquaman versus Aqualad. And the next little batch I have here are all going to be from the Adventure Comics title. It's just going to be kind of descending, so this will be the newest one I was able to get. And we have issue 380, a pretty awesome black cover, black spine. I love anytime you have the moon kind of offset right there. You got this dinosaur monster looking thing with a cape in its mouth right there. Really cool cover on this one. Next up, I have issue 373. This is just a really cool battle cover right here. Could be wrong, but it looks very Neil Adams-ish. Someone will have to correct me if they know a little bit more about it right there. But Adventure Comics is a title I did not really plan to collect. I've just kind of fallen in love with the covers as they've popped up and come along. And I've gone back and started to read the issues I've collected right now, and I'm really enjoying it. So I have one long box that is just Adventure Comics, Action Comics, Superman, Superboy, all of the Superman titles that I never originally planned to collect. It's just pretty cool. Next up, we have issue 345, and as you can see from this one too, while it's got some spine ticks going on, overall across the board for a 12-cent black cover issue, this book is in amazing shape. And the bulk of these I have not got around to putting in my Mylars and my fullbacks yet. So this is just the bags and boards they came in, because I know Mylars kind of make them look a little better than they are. So this book is looking as great as it does without even getting that treatment yet. So really cool addition to the collection. We have issue 328. Again, just another awesome battle cover right here. And I like this kind of yellow-orange cover. Again, I'm a big fan of the artwork and the detail, but the coloring of art can make or break it no matter who you have on it. And anytime you have these awesome yellow, purple, red, green covers that really stand out and make it catch your eye, I'm always that much bigger of a fan. And speaking of yellow covers, this is the oldest one I was able to snag, a beautiful 10-cent issue with issue 288. You have Bizarro on the cover right there, and this one I have not got around to reading yet. But it's pretty much Bizarro World figuring out who Bizarro's secret identity is. So, and for a 10-cent issue, while this has more wear than the other ones, it's still in really great shape for a 10-cent Adventure Comics issue. So, really happy to be able to add this one in. And I'd have to double check, but this might be the new oldest in my Adventure Comics collection, which adds a whole new cool factor. Alright, the next couple I was able to snag are from Justice League of America. This is issue 220. I'm sure you guys have seen that I've been able to put together a decent run of this. I don't think I've actually shown off what I have so far, so that might be in a future video. Most of the Justice League of America that I have currently are more in the 12-cent range, so these are a little bit of the newer ones I was able to snag. I'm not grabbing these ones as religiously. I more happen upon them instead of seeking them out, or a lot of the 12-cent ones I'm actively hunting. After that, we have Justice League of America issue 82, now dipping into the 15 cents. Just another cool cover featuring a lot of prominent members right here of both the Justice League and the Justice Society. This book, I'm fairly confident, was a freebie tossed in from Joe from 360 Comics because I kind of did something a little extra cool in that claim sale, so I think this was kind of a thank you for that. So this is Silver Surfer #1, and where I'm not as familiar, I'm not sure which volume this is from. It is a pretty awesome Silver Surfer cover right there, but this is one if I either have somebody that's more interested in it than I am, or at some point if I end up doing a giveaway. As I get to know people, I kind of give some books away anyway, but either way, this will be one that kind of goes in that either donation or giveaway pile. Still, really awesome Silver Surfer book though. Then I have Submariner issue 58. This is another title that's going to get me in trouble. I don't love Submariner enough that it warrants me collecting him, but every time his books come up, he, in particular, is another one where I fall in love with the art and the covers of the run, where I can't help but grab them when they're in good condition for a great price. So at this point, I think I'm only up to maybe 3 or 5 issues, so it's not a problem yet. But if I end up continuing to snag them, I'll have to actually buckle down, read the whole thing, and then I'll either do a catch and release, and I'll end up selling them together down the road, or I'll think the story is just as great and matches that artwork, and I'll end up hanging on to it, and it will be just one more rung in my Marvel collecting side of things. This next book is honestly kind of a spur-of-the-moment grab. This is Splatter issue 8, I believe it is. This I got from, again, one of, they were doing an Instagram live sale for Future Past Vintage Collectibles. I have a okay amount of horror collection, mostly of the DC titles, so Sinister House, House of Mystery, Haunted House, which Unexpected, Tales of the Unexpected, a lot of those DC kind of Bronze Age runs, but if they dipped into the Silver Age, a lot of the 12 centers too, nothing crazy, but I have a bunch of random ones as well that dip into that horror genre. This one, it was crazy, it was unusual, haven't ever seen this book before. I don't know if it's going to end up staying in the collection long run, but it's going to live a happy home in my horror short box in the meantime. And the next batch you're going to see back to back are just me filling in a few more holes for my Incredible Hulk collection, starting off with 258 right here. Again, awesome anytime you have multiple characters on the cover, and again, fitting into that battle theme. Hulk and Spider-Man are my top 2 Marvel characters, so those two will always have a special place in my heart. So right now I've taken a break from Spider-Man to kind of ease back, get some of the other things I want that I think are a better deal for a better price. But Hulk, anytime they come up, and it's also, again, at least very fine condition if I can, I'll take fine plus. I usually snag them also. Issue 213. This one, I really just love how that red-orange of the main cover trade dress area offsets very nicely against the shade of green that they chose to use on the Hulk for this issue. So this was a very cool one I was happy to add. Then we have issue 143. This one, similarly to what I said with the last one, I really like how the yellow of the trade dress for Hulk right there pops beautifully off the blue background they chose for the shard of metal that he's holding. You have these guns or cannons firing at the Hulk while he's lifting this. You have Dr. Doom on the cover, which adds just an extra beautiful flavor to it. Really awesome one to add for my Hulk collection. And then the last edition I was able to get for the Incredible Hulk is issue 124. You have the Wrath of the Rhino. So anytime you have kind of those Spidey villains dipping into and those big brooding characters. So anything with the Incredible Hulk, with the Rhino, with the Juggernaut, any of those giant, massive characters that are just known for pure strength battling out on covers, I will always grab and be a fan of. This is just a beautiful, Incredible Hulk right here. Then I have Teen Titans 25, Another beautiful addition to the Teen Titans run I'm also collecting. A lot of these covers, same thing. This is not a title I originally was planning to collect. I have fallen in love with this series. I've actually started reading these as I collect them. And again, almost every cover, it seems, is just banger after banger. So this is a really cool, fun title. For kind of obscure DC titles, I know it's not crazy obscure, but for people that it might not be at the top of their list, I can't recommend Teen Titans and Plastic Man enough. Both of those are extremely fun with amazing books. I highly recommend anybody checks them out, looking for something not as popular. And next up, I have a couple books for my Flash collection. You can note by the glare that these ones I have already mylar'd up. So this is issue 240 in not spectacular condition, but still pretty good condition. I think this book was only like $5 anyway, so I had to snag it. It's one more for the Flash run I did not have, and for $5 you cannot go wrong. Then I have issue 157. This is a book that I do already have, but nowhere near as nice a grade as this. This book and the last Flash one are ones I know for a fact I got again from Future Past Vintage Collectibles on one of their Instagram live sales. This book, I'm pretty sure, was in the very fine to very fine plus range. This is an amazing copy to have. Really, really happy to be able to upgrade this one. The Flash is another run that I've been having such a fun time collecting. And the Flash I always like to credit with. It is the first non-Spider-Man, non-Batman title, and especially for DC titles, that I started collecting. It's kind of the title that spurred on me dipping into everything else. So I have the Flash to thank for me having a lot less money. So this book, Superman issue 196, is another one I distinctly know that I got from Future Past Vintage Collectibles. This cover is a beautiful, beautiful addition to my Superman collection. I love quite the opposite how you have the main background is white, not as much going on. So it makes the blue and red of these two Supermen duking it out the sole focus of the cover and stand out that much more. The artwork, the composition, like I said, I love the colors. I love the shading of the red, the shading of the blue that they chose. This is a really awesome, fun Silver Age cover right here in very, very good condition. Like, this is an amazing copy of this book, and I was extremely happy to be able to snag that. All right, these last three books are going to be a lot more modern than what we've been seeing. First off, we have Batman 685 featuring Catwoman right here. This cover is so beautiful, so slick, and so black. And sadly, like I said, I've already mylar'd this one up, so the glare on this thing, because of how black it is gnarly. But these last three books are ones I got from Joe at 360 Comics. So these were just awesome high-grade buttes that I needed for the collection. Again, like I said, it is just like liquid black with that cover and that Mylar. Awesome book. Now, I've said it multiple times on this channel, but I'm going to say it again. The New 52 run of Batman with Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder is the run that got me into picking up comics weekly and kind of sent me even further down the rabbit hole. I had a little bit of Spider-Man already going from when I was a kid at this point, but that was just me kind of back issue hunting as I could. This is the run that got me into my weekly pickups, a pull box at my local comic shop that sent me down into so many different avenues. This run will always have, again, a very, very special place in my heart, where if this entire room went up in flames, it would probably hurt more to lose my original New 52 run, because those were books that I got, I was picking up, I was reading, I was taking care of, more than it would a lot of my expensive books. It's just, this is the run that means the most to me out of everything I have. So while I already have the main New 52, these came up, which are, I forget if these are second or third printings, but I love the series so much that while I try not to double dip anymore, I especially loved what they did with the coloring choices on these ones, where almost everything is blacked out in that grayscale, leaving just that yellow gold reflection in the Talon's goggles and Batman right in them. So, with how much the New 52 run means to me, these were 100% pickups when Joe had them. They are in amazing condition, amazing price, extremely happy that he had these. And similarly to the last one, I don't know if I mentioned, but that last one was issue number 4. This is issue number 5. And same thing, just another beautiful color change with a different printing. Don't know if it's second, third, fourth. But again, where I love Greg Capullo's art, I love this entire run. This is another one that I was just extremely happy to be able to add into my Batman New 52 collection that's long been completed. So now it's kind of fun to go back and add these little ones in after the fact. Alright, that is all I have for you guys today. I thought I'd take a break from a lot of the big books that were coming in, showcase a lot of the small books that I'm still either plugging holes in the runs, that I'm still reading myself, or just books that I find especially really oddball and cool. So, and actually right now, I think that pretty much catches me up with everything new I have coming in. I think I have one more book on the way that it's not a big book, but it is an upgrade to my graded DC collection. So that'll be really, really fun to show off with you guys. So, and it kind of ties in with one of my other newer books I just had. So it'll be cool to compare the two and the grade on them. But other than that, I've been taking a break from buying. I've been very selective with a lot of the big ones I have going on. Every now and then, treating myself to just a couple of the claim sale buys if the right things come up. And it's always fun to have at least a couple books that you're waiting for. It's something to look forward to throughout your day. So thank you guys for checking out a good old-fashioned haul video. Until next time.